And pag may canvas na kayo, I'm gonna share the recorded video lecture. Ayan, nagre-record na tayo. Welcome for our first online session for the Conceptual Framework and Accounting Standards. I'm your Professor Sir Dom for this subject. Sa mga dati ng grads, as I mentioned, kumbaga ito yung counterpart ng Theory of Accounts. As you can see in my slide, in my screen, sana nakikita nyo, nakita nyo ba? This is the course outline for batch 3, a color-coded course outline. So as you can see here, the different midterm topics, nakikita nyo ba? And the different final topics. So together with my co-reviewers for the other subjects, specifically AFAR, the Advanced Accounting, Financial Accounting, ODPROB, together with my subject, we made an agreement to cover some topics that will not be repetitive. Kaya pag kino-cover ko na ho dito, in my CFAS subject, ay hindi na mauulit sa FAR, sa AFAR, or sa ODPROB. Kasi as you can see, from our calendar, we only have 10 weeks. Now, kaya here is my calendar for the conceptual framework and accounting standards. I'm gonna share this once you have a Canvas account or pwede niyong picturean ho. As you can see, color-coded. Bakit color-coded? Kung hindi ko man nabanggit a while ago sa inyong orientation, per period, per period means midterm, tsaka finals. Per period, at least we give quizzes. Three quizzes. Kaya as you can see sa CFAS, kinolor code ko na ho kung kailan kayo nagkakaroon ng quiz. One color, one quiz. So, how many quizzes for the midterm? I can see here yellow, sky blue, and green. So, for the midterm in CFAS, you will be having three quizzes. Nangyayari ang quizzes or ang quiz pag natatapos ang isang color. Okay? So for tonight, my agenda is to finish the yellow color. To finish the yellow color here, the yellow group. So you know what will happen next? Next meeting, I will give the first online quiz for CFAS. So let's try to revisit very quickly before I begin the lecture. Okay? Tayo ba tayo doon? The midterm topics. As you can see here, ang focus ng CFAS are theories. Theories supporting ODPROB and financial accounting and reporting and advanced accounting topics. No? For tonight, as you can see, my first topic is the review or recall of the basic accounting principles together with the Philippine GAAP and the conceptual framework. From there, I'm going to have the Philippine Accounting Standards number 1 that talks about financial statements presentation. Okay? From there, my second batch of topics, the blue group rather, will talk about the theories related to past 7 for the statement of cash flows, past 24 related party disclosures, past 8 for change in accounting policies and estimates, 34 PFRS 1. From there, I'm gonna give the second quiz. Then the last set, this one, PFRS 13, 8, 5, and the PFRS for SMEs. Okay? Last, for the final topics, lalabas na ako sa theories. As you can see, for the final topics, I only have advanced accounting topics. To help the AFAR subject, I will discuss the AFAR topics in finals for CPAS. Take note, the accounting for forex transactions and derivatives and hedging. And the lengthy accounting for business combination and consolidation. So AFAR, tama ba? So we integrated the four subjects. Kaya sa CFAS class, is not purely theories. Purely theories siya sa midterm, pero pagdating ka sa finals, problem solving na ho ako. Which is talking about AFAR or advanced accounting topics. Maliwanag ho ba sa aking subject for CFAS? Okay, let me know. Okay. So, pag alam niyo na yung topics, here is now my calendar. Let me check my calendar. Oh, hindi siya pala siya here. For a while, I'm gonna have my calendar. Where's my calendar? Mhm. Hindi pa nakaload ang ating calendar. Where is my calendar? Nawawala ang ating calendar for CFAS. Where is it? For a while, I'm gonna stop the sharing. I prepared a calendar for CFAS para alam natin yung facing natin. Let me check for a while. There you go. This is my calendar for CFAS. As you can see, for the next 10 weeks, nakita nyo ba? This is our schedule for CFAS. Today is June 10. As you can see, color-coded na siya. Ah? Pag nakita nyo dun sa color-coded topics a while ago, the yellow group is for today. So the basic principles, see a conceptual framework and past one are all covering the yellow group. So today, that is the agenda, June 10. No? I-upload ko tong calendar na copy. Ha? So as you can see here, next meeting for June 17, the first session, the first hour will be quiz. I'm gonna provide already the first quiz online, which is covering the yellow group. Okay po ba? The first set of quizzes, the first topics. No? From there, by the start of 7:30 p.m., I'm gonna start the blue group. So, ganun ko siya hatiin, no? June 24, ayan na siya, color-coded ho. Lahat ng gray, quizzes siya ka-exam. Kay June 24, the first hours will be your quiz for the previous topics finished or discussed. From there, the remaining time will be the next set of topics. Guess nyo ba? Nasa June 24 na ako. From there, July 1, ayan, July 1, pure quiz day, which is quiz 3, which is the one discussed from here, the red colored group. From there, July 8 is the midterm exam for CPAS. From there, July 15 is the first topic for finals, the accounting for forex transaction, derivatives, and hedging. From there, July 22, the first quiz for finals. Then the remaining time will be the second topic, the introduction for accounting for business combination. July 29 will be the accounting for business combination continuation. August 5, wala akong Zoom meeting kasi purely quizzes. Quiz 2 and 3. Magsasabay ho siya. Kasi August 12 is your scheduled final exam for CPAS. Malinaw ho ba ang aking calendar? So ayan ho, naiplot ko na. Plinat na natin for the duration, all throughout the duration of our CFAS subject. Ito na ho. So depende. Ito yung mga topics kanina, di ba? So ang aking calendar ay ito. So you can take a screenshot. I'm gonna upload the copy once your Canvas account is ready. Yan, pwede ko rin ma-send sa ating, ito yung sa akin lang ha, for CPAS. Depende sa subject. Depende ko ano yung calendar niya. Pero sa akin, na-plot ko na. Ito yung na-expect nyo for CPAS. Para alam nyo, quiz day na pala next week for the yellow group. Afternoon, as you can see here, 7:30 p.m. is the second set of my discussion online. June 24, first hour allowance para sa quiz. Pag hindi ko matake, open naman 24 hours. Kasi 7:30, mag-i-start na ako ng next topic. From there, July 1, pure quiz day. So, wala akong Zoom. Magkitake ko lang ng quiz 3. Midterm exam, walang Zoom. Lahat ng gray, walang Zoom sa akin. Kasi either quiz or exam siya. No? Color-coded ho tayo. So, makita nyo na. Okay? So, siguro naman, malinaw yan. And I guess I can already start. Yes, yes. I'm gonna give you a copy ha. Wait within 24 hours of my CFAS subject. Para sa CFAS lang ito ha. Bahala na yung other 7 reviewers or subjects nyo for it. So, let's go back with the most basic aspect of the CFAS. No? Let's go back to the simplest. Yan. Sabi nila, the fundamental or the foundation. No? We need to try to go back with the most basic one kasi baka doon yung nami-miss out natin. So, I'm gonna give you a quick review of what is the accounting process all about. We check the calendar. Ito siya, oh, nasa yellow na ho ako. I'm already starting my session. What is all about the accounting process? What do we expect from the accounting process? And here's my first chapter for chapter 1. Oh, baka kasi minsan sa CPA board, somewhere in the different subjects, bigla kayong tinanong ng accounting cycle. Bigla kayong tinanong kung anong steps na accounting cycle. So, for everyone who already forgot what is the accounting cycle, this represents the steps or accounting procedures normally used by the entities to record their transactions and prepare for financial statements. So, CFAS, accounting process, ang goal natin, external reporting, no? External reporting, so financial accounting tsaka advanced accounting. Hindi MS, hindi cost accounting, no? So that's a basic accounting cycle from identifying down to decision making na usapan for the accounting cycle. Okay? Okay po ba tayo so far? Nag-umisa pa lang ho tayo. So, can you review? This is the complete steps in the accounting cycle. Merong theoretical questions na nagtatanong ng arrangement ng accounting cycle, right? So, I hope you review or you try to remember for yourselves, guys. So, baka kasi dun sa pinaka-most basic, dun tayo nadadali. Kaya ang goal natin sa CFAS, dun sa pinaka-basic, sana makuha na natin. Di ba? The first step is, of course, identifying and analyzing the accounting transaction. Kailangan mong makita, meron bang economic event, di ba? Kasi if there's an economic event, we follow the double entry bookkeeping system. From double entry bookkeeping system, we do the recording. From recording, we do the journalizing, journal entries, posting, prepare the unadjusted trial balance number 4. Step 5, we do adjusting entries. Ayan, medyo nalilito pa yung iba. Anong nauuna? Are we preparing adjusting entries or are we preparing the adjusted trial balance? Answer number 5, adjusting entries muna. Before number 6, adjusted trial balance. From there, hindi po number 10 step ang financial statement preparation. Number 7 po siya. Kasi after we prepare the financial statements, we close the books, closing entries. Step number 9, we prepare the post-closing trial balance. And finally, step number 10, we prepare the reversing entries. Yan yung fundamental eh. Yan yung kumbaga pang pinaka-basic accounting. Baka kasi tinanong lang kayo ng definition, tinanong kayo ng steps sa accounting cycle. So I hope you remember this as your basic accounting process or side na pina-recall ko lang sa inyo. From there, usapang double entry system. Ano ibig sabihin pag double entry system? There is a debit and there's a credit side. Tama? The concept of duality. Pag walang binanggit, double entry. Kasi in the double entry, we record the transaction. Pag we record the transaction, we have debit and we have credit. That's the basic definition of double entry. Bakit? Double entry, duality. This concept is the view of having twofold effect. Diba? There are different elements of financial statements to be mentioned by PAS 1. And sabi niya doon, for every transaction, there are at least two affected account or element. And that depicts the double entry bookkeeping system. Next, ayan. Review ko lang sa inyo. Baka nakalimutan nyo na the different definitions of the different documents or process in the accounting cycle. Saan yung ginagawa yung journal entry? Answer, journal. Minsan, binibigay yung definition niya. Journal is the book of the original entry. We record the actual and the original transaction. Anong tawag doon sa mga uh, transactions na rini-record sa journal? The actual transactions chronologically. What do we mean by chronologically? Per date basis. Kailan siya nangyari? Anong time, anong date? That's the actual date of transaction. That is being recorded in the general journal. And as mentioned, kung gusto mo ng specific na record, general journal, it used to record the transactions other than those that are recorded in the special journals. Pag special journal kasi, specific yung transaction. Example, we maintain different accounts receivable transactions. Special journal, sales transactions, cash receipts transactions. Minamaintain natin sa separate journal, special journal yun. Pero once we hugot, once we get the special transactions or the special journals, Pag pinagsama-sama kahit pa paano, it's reflected in the general journal. Tama? E ano naman yung document pag sinamarize na natin yung entries? Kanina, when we record, journal. Pag we summarize, ledger. Tama? Ano yung itsura ng ledger? Anong letter ang itsura ng ledger? Ano yung itsura ng ledger? Letter T. Of course, for every debit and credit side, it is being summarized in the ledger. Pag-usapang ledger, gaya ng special tsaka general journal, meron din siyang general and subsidiary ledger. When we talk about general ledger, it contains all the accounts appearing in the financial statements. So general ledger, from asset na cash down to equity. General ledger, lahat yon nakapasok doon sa document or record na yon. Okay? Pag subsidiary ledger, these are supporting ledgers. Example, for the accounts receivable, we are maintaining a specific ledger for customer A and so on. So, general ledger na usapan yun. No? Yeah, so these are different records or documents we recall for the definition purposes. So I hope you remember such. Mm. The most basic one, first, account. What is an account? This is a basic storage, the account title, the line item in accounting, like cash and cash equivalents, land or property, plant and equipment, trade and other payables in the ledger following a format of the account. What is chart of accounts? The list of the account titles being used by the entity. May dalawang klase na accounts. Is either real accounts or nominal accounts. Or pwede rin siyang mixed accounts or contra asset account and a junk account. Class, what are real accounts? Can you give us an example? Paano naman pag nominal accounts? Saan siya nakikita na financial statements? Anong synonym ng real at nominal? Yan. Thank you for participating. E ano naman tong mixed accounts? Contra, adjunct accounts. No? Oh, there are a lot of accounts that is being used. Kasi ito yung basic definition. Okay? So, real accounts are typically known as balance sheet accounts. Permanent accounts. Pare-parehas yan. Tama? Pag nominal accounts, temporary accounts, mga income statement accounts. Kaya ano tong mixed accounts? Mga accounts na nag-appear both sa balance sheet or income statement. Example, the allowances are reflected in the balance sheet pero somehow with the depreciation expense and amortization expense, they are reflected in the income statement. Ang good example dyan ay prepaid expenses. Tama? Prepaid expenses are assets. Pero pag na-consume, nagiging income statement account siya, nagiging expense account, right? Contra accounts, mga contra asset accounts. Correct? At accumulated depreciation, allowance for bad debts, discount accounts. Basta, pag sabi mong contra account, these are being deducted. Deducted, mina-minus, sinusubtract doon sa account, contra account. Pag adjunct account, mga ina-add. Being added in the typical account title. Gaya ng premium. Premium on bonds payable, premium on investments, yan, mga yan, ina-add yan, di ba? Adjunct accounts. Ina-add, adjunct. Binabawas, kontra. Real, balance sheet pair. Nominal, income statement accounts. Okay? Next, the definition of trial balance. Sana naalala nyo. The trial balance will not give the or prove the correctness. False. True yun, true. Sinasabi niya, trial balance, ang pinuprove lang niya, equality. The equality between the debit and the credit side. Pero, kung ang pinuprove mo ay correctness, the adjusted, it's not trial balance. Do you agree? Kasi, ang trial balance, pinuprove lang niya na equal ang na-account natin sa debit tsaka credit. And that represents the limitation of the trial balance. Ito pa, paborito sa theory. Trial balance is not a financial statement. Kasi trial balance is one of the documents lang sa recording phase. But not part of the financial statements. Okay? Adjusting entries. Ayan. Adjustments. Ay, ito ang usapang correctness. We need to update the account. We need to update the record. We need to correct any errors, anything na hindi nabanggit or hindi na reflect sa transaction. We do adjusting entries. Kailan ginagawa ang adjusting entries versus sa journal entries? Ang journal entries kanina, sabi, chronological, the date, the actual date when the transaction happened. Adjusting entries, gaya ng trial balance, year end, the end of the reporting period. Check the difference. Okay, ito yung tsura ng financial statements. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Ito na yung definition. I hope you remember. Financial statements is the finished product of the accounting process. Financial statements serve as the output of the accounting process. Therefore, the financial statements will help the external users for decision-making purposes because it reflects financial information. Ito ang complete set ng FS. Number 1 to 5. Sa past 1 mamaya, mag-appear ulit yan. Huwag na natin ulitin later, ha? Statement of financial position, balance sheet. Income statement plus OCI, number 2. Statement of profit or loss and OCI. Or yung number 2, minsan ang tawag, di ba? Statement of comprehensive income. Number 3, the statement of changes in owner's equity, statement of cash flows, and yung panglima, the supporting reasons, notes to financial statements. Kailan lang may number 6? Sabi niya rito, sabi ng past one later, merong comparative FS. May comparative FS at minimum statement of financial position pag required ng certain circumstances or cases. Or every time na umuusad tayo after year 1, at least merong comparative side na. Pero this is a complete set of the financial statements. Income and expenses. So when it comes to methods of initial recording ng income sa expenses, sa adjusting entry yan entries. Sa income, liability method. Silent rule, sa expenses, asset method. Example, di ba? Prepayments. Prepaid expenses, pag binili, in-acquire, asset. Asset method. Liability, unearned interest income, unearned or deferred income. Na-receive mo in advance yung cash from the customer, liability pa yon, di ba? Kaso, nasa appendix ng basic accounting book nyo, minsan ginagamit na ng entity, letter B, income method or expense method, di ba? Pag income method, syempre, dumidiretso na siya, rinirecord na agad niya ng cash and credit to income, wala pa namang service na na-render. Pag expense, diretso na agad niya ng rent expense, hindi pa naman natin na-consume. Silent rule, income, liability method. Example, unearned income. Liability account yun. Expense, asset method. Example, prepaid expense. Kasi asset agad yun. Reversing entries. Reversing entries may be made for the following. In accruals, prepayments recorded under expense method, unearned income recorded under income method. Moving forward, and questions, concerns? This is a basic accounting process. So, pinakita ko lang sa inyo. So, from there, we can move forward with the overview of what is accounting all about. Siyempre, overview ng accounting, baka nakalimutan niyo na definition ng accounting from the American Association of Accountants or AAA. No? Huwag niyong kalimutan the process of identifying, measuring, and communicating economic information to permit the judgment and decisions. No? Accounting definition. Important activities, identifying, measuring, and communicating. Sa pag-usapang identifying, the process of analyzing events and transactions to determine whether or not they will be recognized sa unang part, diba, ng accounting process. Only accountable events are being recognized. Go back to the double entry bookkeeping system or method. Siyempre, pag may debit, dapat laging may credits. Measuring. Siyempre, dapat measurable. May nare-record na amount sa debit saka credit. And of course, the end part of the accounting process, communicating. The process of preparing the financial statements. Okay? Kailan nagkakaroon ng external at internal events? Actually, these types of events, ayan, you can read here. These events can be recorded is an identifiable accounting event. Pag external, syempre, sale, purchase, di ba? Those are external events. From there, bookkeeping system, double entry, merong at least dalawang elements na affected. Internal events, nasa external reporting tayo, meron din bang ganun na side pag internal events? Sabi ng cost accounting tsaka MS, nagpapasahod, nagmamanufacturing process, lahat yun ay internal events subject to accounting event or recording. Measurements, ayan. Sa mga definition, I hope you remember historical cost, fair value, present value, realizable value, and sometimes inflation-adjusted cost. Pag walang binanggit, we stick with historical cost. Magkano natin originally? How much did we originally purchase the asset? How much did we originally incur the liability, historical costs? Fair value, the agreed price or amount between the buyer-seller in the market. Fair value. Present value, time value of money, materiality concept of time. Realizable value, at the end of the useful life of the asset, magkano pa siya? Pwede mabenta. Current cost, cost accounting side, inflation adjusted in top 3 or hyperinflationary economy side. Pero sabi niya rito, silent rule, historical costs, mauna. The original cost of the said asset or any liability. And of course, per standard, meron naman siyang measurement basis. Meron siyang mga pinag-uusapan or binabanggit doon na ito, valuation by fact or opinion. Pwede ba tayo mag-estimates ng measurement ng mga different elements? Pwede ba tayong mag-assume or mag-forecast? Kaya nga may answer, kaya nga may MS, kaya nga may Feynman. The answer is yes. However, we estimate if the items are measured to be said to be based on opinion. And kung wala ng ibang factual basis, ibig sabihin, wala lang sinabing standards. We do the professional judgment to estimate the amount of the said transaction or asset or liab, di ba? Pero number one, talagang dito muna sa mga measurement na ito from 1 to 6. The estimates can happen pag hindi pa available yung actual cost or the price. The basic purpose of accounting, ito laging tinatanong hanggang past 1, to provide. To provide financial information about economic activities or transactions ng entity natin towards decision-making purposes. Decision-making purposes nino, external users. Nasa TOA tayo, nasa Theory of Accounts tayo or CFAS, usually external users, the main external users are, dalawa lang sila, creditors, nagpapautang sa atin, creditors, investors, mga nagpo-provide ng funds sa atin. Ha? Kasi general purpose financial statements tayo. So, ano nga ulit yun? Two main users. External users, creditors, mga nagpapautang sa atin. Investors, mga nagbibigay ng funds sa atin. Nasa CFAS tayo class, so remember na under tayo ng general purpose financial statements. Na? So, for CFAS, lahat yan ay general purpose. Pag special purpose, gaya ng MS, tsaka taxation, specific lang yung ginagawang reports. Pero sa atin so far, general purpose, external users kasi ang gagamit. Eh kung dalawa lang ang pinagpilian, dalawa lang daw ang main users, again, we have the creditors and investors. Nandyan pa ba kayo? Okay ba tayo? Here are now the different basic accounting principles. Ayan, hindi na ho natin sobrang isa-isahin. Review ko lang kayo, no? Kanina tapos na natin, double entry system. Thank you so much for the response. For every debit, there is a counterpart credit. Ito, number 2. Naku, paborito sa undergrad, pero hindi pa rin nakukuha. Anong assumption sa accounting? Going concern assumption. When we say going concern assumption, accounting period should always continue. The accounting process should always be continued hanggat walang declaration ng bankruptcy or liquidity or liquidation process, di ba? Going concern. Separate entity. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Hiwalay ang assets ng entity natin. Entity means the one we are preparing for ng financial statements. Usually, the publicly listed entities, mga nakasulat sa stock market. Entity. Hiwalay ang entity assets versus sa personal assets ng owners. Next, stable monetary unit, Philippine peso. Diba? Time period, anong sabi dyan? Silent rule, 12 months. Isang taon, annual. Ibig sabihin, time period, the period covered should be reflected in the different accounting events or transactions. Next, materiality, case-to-case basis. Materiality will depend on the size of the transaction or on the nature of the entity. Merong mga amounts or transactions na hindi material kasi isa siyang small or micro entity over sa isang typical corporation. Di ba? Ito, cost benefit. Baka may nakalimot. Sa accounting, benefit should always exceed costs. Because if it is costly, nasa-sacrifice natin yung accounting process or information. Baka kasi nahabol mo lang piso, 1 centavo. Eh, ang habulin natin, legality aspect, babayaran natin yung abogado, 10,000. Diba? Benefit over cost. The benefit should always exceed the cost of the information or decision. Diba? Kasi sometimes, with the help of the materiality aspect, we tend to let go the difference or the amounts, no? Kung medyo na-exceed yung cost over sa benefit. Okay? Yan, accrual basis of accounting. Uh, ano ibig sabihin ng accrual basis of accounting? Tandaan nyo lang na accrual siya and going concern. Kaya, we recognize income when we earned the income, not when we receive the income. We recognize the expense when we incurred the expense, not when we paid the expense. Kaya nga, may accounts payable, may accounts receivable, accrual basis of accounting. Kasi kung hindi, sir, paano kung hindi accrual? Baka saray-saray store tayo, cash basis. Historical concept, kasi based on historical cost. Concept of concept of articulation, ibig sabihin yan, interconnected. Diba? Sa statement of cash flows, yung nag-appear na ending balance, lumalabas sa balance sheet. Articulation, interconnected. Next side, disclosure principle, di ba? Kung ano mang related doon sa transaction should be disclosed. Full disclosure principle. Saan? Eh wala doon sa balance sheet, sa notes. Notes to financial statements, di ba? Prudence. Ayan, ano ibig sabihin ng prudence na principle? So, sa outline kasi natin, nasa basic accounting principles tayo. Kaya ito yung binabanggit ko sa inyo so far. Eh, sabi niya, pag prudence or conservatism, sa financial reporting or financial accounting kasi, we are observing prudence. Conservative, di ba? Kasi pag prudence or conservative, sabi dun sa interest income computation, divided by 360 days, hindi siya yung actual na 365 or 366. Sa tax, actual. Pag actual, 366 days ang ginagamit, right? Pag prudence or conservative, at least 360 days yung denominator na ginagamit natin when we compute interest income or measure the allowances. Yeah, so prudence or conservatism na. Okay. And the different branches, class, just remember the definition. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Pag financial, kanina ko na sinasabi na hindi natin isa-isahin, pero in-explain mo pa rin. So, pag financial accounting, external reporting siya. CFAS, AFAR, FAR. Management accounting for decision making, specifically for uh, internal events or transactions. Pag cost accounting, syempre specific na internal reports ang ginagamit. Auditing, hiwalay ulit yan na concept or usapan. Taxation, and government accounting na concept or usapan. Ayan, RA number 9298 or the Philippine Accountancy Act of 2004. Pag take pa kayo ng boards, yun pa rin ang applicable na accountancy law. Ano ang sabi niya rito? There are 4 sectors. Practice of public accounting or accountancy, commerce or industry or private practice, education or academe, and practice in the government. May kanya-kanyang definition or hiwalay na usapan dyan. So, make sure alam nyo hanapin or i-classify. Kasi minsan may lumalabas na usapan or question dyan. So, practically is the exercise of the accountancy. Accountancy is the profession. Accounting is the process or the actual transaction occurring. Okay? Moving forward, yan. Accounting standards. What is the basis of the different accounting transactions we record and we report? basis, PFRS. Papunta na tayo dyan for the conceptual framework. The PFRS are composed of the actual Philippine Financial Reporting Standards and the Philippine Accounting Standards together with its interpretations. Mamaya makita natin kung ano yung council. Ito, before 2002. Pero ngayon kasi updated na, lumabas sa boards. Hindi na siya tawag Financial Reporting Standards Council. Ito yung council sa Philippines na counterpart to regulate or to come up with the said accounting standards na adopted internationally, di ba? Pero kasi the board resolution September 2022 onwards, ano nang tawag sa kanya ngayon? FS or SC. And correct, the Financial and Sustainability Reporting Standards Council. So just in case the question is before 2022, FRSC pa yung tawag. So afterwards, we are adopting already FFRSC. They're composed of 17 members in total. Isang chairman kasi plus 16 reps. 16 representatives. Sila yung mga, ayan, under the said council or formulation, accounting standards formulation and interpretation. Okay? Why there is a need to report or to follow a general accepted accounting principle? Siyempre, ang hirap naman na different entities have their own accounting standards, di ba? Actually, for our accounting standards, everything is adopted, not formulated. Adopted with the international accounting standards. Kaya kung ang reference niyo sa subject ko ay international book, walang problema kasi mostly, if not all, are adopted accounting standards. Okay? That's the overview and review of basic accounting and the different principles and processes. Questions? Kaya pa? Conceptual framework na ako next. No, let's go. Yeah, conceptual framework, skip na natin yung mga parts na medyo na pag-usapan na natin. What is the hierarchy of the conceptual framework? What is the higher autonomy or status? When we follow the reporting side, when we do the financial reporting, external reporting side, sino or ano ang unang fina-follow natin? Is it PFRS or is it conceptual framework? Malalaman natin sa slide na ito. What is conceptual framework? As a summary for this slide, this serve as a thank you for your response. Malaman natin kung PFRS talaga mauna. Baka kasi nagbago na. Baka 10 years ago ang sagot PFRS or baka other way around na siya. Sabi niya rito, pag conceptual framework, this is a guide. Guide. Because it prescribes concepts for general purpose financial reporting. So, ang purpose niya, to assist. Letter A, oh. Letter B, to assist again. And letter C, to assist. No? To assist preparers, to assist the council, na kung ano yung dapat na sinusunod. No? So, conceptual framework serve as a guide. Therefore, true or false, is conceptual framework an accounting standard? The answer, accounting standard is different from conceptual framework. False. Okay? So, hierarchy, may pakita natin. Ayan na yung sagot. In the concept of the conflict between the accounting standards or PFRS versus conceptual framework, ang mauna, PFRS, accounting standards. Sumunod lang ang conceptual framework because these serve as a guide. Okay? From there, sir, kailan nagagamit yung conceptual framework? Second bullet, pag in the absence of accounting standards. Wala nang applicable accounting standards. We follow conceptual framework in the judgment or based on the judgment or based on the professional judgment of the entity or the management. Okay? Saka lang tayo mag-conceptual framework. Pag walang applicable accounting standards, ha? Kaya mauna lagi GAAP, mauna PFRS. From there, conceptual framework. Okay? Ito yung scope, ito yung parts daw ng conceptual framework. As you can see here, from objective of financial reporting down to capital definitions, capital maintenance, and capital concepts later on. Okay? Oh, ano objective ng financial reporting? Naulit na. So the objective is to provide financial information. Para saan? About the reporting side or information ng entity useful to primary users. Saan nila gagamitin? Decision-making purposes. The objective, take note, is the foundation of the conceptual framework. Don't forget that one. Ito na, yung binabanggit natin kanina sa nakaraang slide. Oh, pag dalawa na lang ang primary users, sino-sino sila? They are the investors and the creditors. Maraming users yan, from external down to internal. Pero ang binabanggit natin dito, if you are just boiling down with the two main or primary users, investors tsaka creditors ang sagot. Okay? For the rest, they have specific common needs or purpose. Supplier, mababayaran ba siya? May provide ba yung supply niya? Customers, meron pa bang market for it? Makakabili pa ba sila sa atin, customers? Competitors, meron pa bang competition na magaganap? So may specific needs kasi of the said users. Pero sa atin, financial reporting, external reporting, kung dalawa na lang sila, they are the primary. Remember, investors plus creditors, primary users. Ha? Qualitative characteristics, baka nakalimutan nyo na. There are two. Fundamental qualitative characteristics muna. Dalawa lang sila. Relevance and faithful representation. Enhancers, apat. VCOT, verifiability, comparability, understandability, and timeliness. No? Bakit? Nagpalit na ba ito ngayon? Let me know. Fundamental qualitative characteristics, relevance. If it, the main characteristics of the financial information. Enhancing yung apat, enhancers. Add-ons lang kumbaga. Tignan natin. Definition ng relevance in your screen, guys. Ang summary niyan, the financial information is relevant if it can affect or impact. It can change the decision. Kasi kung hindi siya relevant, kahit hindi natin i-record, walang effect sa creditor or investor. Irrelevant siya. Nag-declare tayo ng net loss, net income, nag-invest sa atin yung investor. Relevant yung financial information. There are two elements or ingredients ng relevance, predictive and confirmatory. Andiyan yung definition, pero summarize ko na lang. Pag predictive, future periods ang pwedeng affected or maka-affect sa decision. Pag confirmatory, past transactions. Ang materiality ay hindi main ingredient ng relevance. But materiality is a reflection of relevance. And with the rest of the characteristics. Okay? Faithful representation. Kung kanina, relevance is talking about the quality side, the faithful representation is talking about the reporting side. Huwag niyong kakalimutan maging faithful sa external reporting. Meron siya lagi, and there are three elements. Completeness, neutrality, free from error. The more ingredients, the better for faithful representation reporting. Ha? Siyempre, kompleto, completeness. Neutral, not bias. Free from error. Mapa-accounting man yan or fraud is free from error. Faithful representation yung usapan. Ha? So, dalawa, relevance and faithful representation. Ano yung enhancers? Tandaan nyo lang, VCOT, verifiability, comparability, understandability, tsaka timeliness. Ha? Andiyan yung definition niya. I hope you remember the definitions. So, minsan, tinatanong lang kayo ng definitions, magkakamukha yan, you need to remember. Pag enhancers, nandito lang sa apat. Pag main, nandun sa relevance or faithful representation. Dalawa lang naman yan eh. Either enhancers or main qualitative characteristics. Oh, naulit. What is the objective of the financial statement? To provide information. To provide information as to what? The financial information. The financial information reflects the different elements. And there are five elements of the financial statements. Useful for decision-making purposes. Okay? Reporting period tsaka going concern. Alam na natin yung going concern assumption. Reporting period, at least, ayan, annually, pag walang binanggit. Reporting entity, syempre yung corporation or yung company, kung ano yung nagpo-provide ng financial reports. No? Moving forward, ito, baka nakalimutan nyo, may 5 elements ng financial statements. No? Kailangan nyo ng definition. Here you go. Asset, a resource control by the entity resulting from the past events. And syempre, asset yan pag mamayari. Uh, it has a potential right to produce economic benefits in the future. Definition ng liab. So, yan yung asset. Liabilities, present obligation. Liability nga no? from past events. Pag equity, class, sabi ng conceptual framework, wala daw definition ng equity. Tingnan niyo sa slide natin. The residual interest, meaning anumang difference between assets at liabilities, anumang maiwan, equity. But pag pumunta ka sa chapter ng for equity, this represents number one, the ownership. Number two, the results of the operations. Pero for CFAS purposes, for conceptual framework tsaka password, sabi niya, ito lang daw ang definition ng equity. Ano mang naiwan after deducting the liabilities from the assets. Equity. Income, siguro naman alam niyo na. Any inflows. That's the keyword. Pag inflow, income. Pag outflow, expenses. Income, general term. Revenue, pag yung specific na income coming from direct operations. Example, sales, service revenue. Gain. What is the meaning of gain? Anything outside operations. For example, gain on sale. Ganun. Expenses outflow. Huh? What is recognition definition? Ayan, for additional knowledge purposes. You recognize the transaction. You record the transaction, may account title, may amount na usapan. Recognition. Oh, ibig sabihin ng recognition. Relevance. Relevance, syempre, nabanggit na natin kung kailan siya relevant. Kailan siya faithful? Kailan siya dinede-recognize? Kailan nga ba? We recognize the transaction if it is not already meeting the element definition. Di ba na-meet natin yung mga definitions ng 5 elements? Kung di na siya pumapasok sa definition na yun, we recognize. Example, PPE. Tapos na yung residual value niya. Or sorry, tapos na yung useful life niya. Therefore, we sell the PPE. May gain or loss on sale. Di ba? We recognize. It ceases, it ends, hindi na siya na-meet sa definition ng element. Okay? Unit of account, definition ho ito. The right or the, this is the right or the group of rights, the obligation or the group of obligations, the group of rights, to which recognition criteria and measurement is applied. Measurement basis, nakita na natin to kanina, di ba? Historical cost muna lagi. Pero depende sa accounting standards, number two, current value can serve as a basis. Depende kung yun ang kailangan or pre-provide ng accounting standards. Na? Ito na ang definition ng historical cost. Make sure to remember the historical cost definition. Assets, ito lang pinakaiba nila eh. Pag asset daw, naka-plus ang direct cost or transaction cost. Pag liability, naka-bawas. Fair value definition, ayan, di ba? Market. Kasi may sell and may payment, di ba? May bumibili, may nagbebenta. Nag-agree yung sa price, fair value definition. Remember this one? Value in use or fulfillment value. Depende, pero ang reflection niya, this is a present value. Pag value in use, this is the present value of the cash flows or other economic benefits an entity expects to derive from the use of an asset or from its ultimate disposal. Fulfillment value or the present value of the cash or other economic resources that the entity expects to be obliged to pay. So pag value in use, yun yung mga present value or amortized costs na related sa assets. Pag fulfillment value, related sa liabilities. Current costs. Pag asset, ang current cost, the cost of an equivalent of the said asset at the measurement date, no? Current cost nga. Ganon din naman pag liability, magkano mo na siya babayaran today? Yung liability na yun was incurred 10 years ago. Pwede liability siya na current cost. Asset, 10 years ago natin nabili, historical cost. Magkano kaya natin siya mabibili ngayon? Current cost. With the same asset. Yan. So sabi niya dito, just remember this, sabi ng conceptual framework, the current cost and the historical cost are entry values. Pag value in use, fair value, fulfillment value, these are exit values na tinatawag. Okay? So this is a measurement basis or guide in considering kung anong measurement basis or ano ang gagamitin. Depende kasi. Depende kung number one, sinabi ng accounting standard. Ito, there's a particular basis of the said measurement. Kasi kung wala, we go back with the conceptual framework or the qualitative characteristics. that will serve as a basis of the measurement, no? Sinabi ng conceptual framework yan. Equity, this is not measured kasi nga residual amount, no? As mentioned a while ago. So basically, this is the net assets. Or ano bang ibang tawag sa equity, di ba? This is the residual amount or difference. Equity. So wala siyang specific na measurement basis compared as contrary to assets, liabilities, income, and expenses. Presentation and disclosure. Of course, we present and disclose. Pag sa face ng financial statements ang usapan, may amounts, may line item. Pero pag notes disclosure, supporting disclosures lang siya. Okay? Ayan. As mentioned, ayan, syempre, kung ano sinabi ng standards, yun ang pinapresent. Kaya yun ang goal nyo rito eh. Review, sa SIPAS, review ng mga disclosures, ano yung mga binanggit ng accounting standards. Pag sinabi, syempre, yun ang i-follow natin, di ba? So, mamaya sa past one, papakita pa natin yan more. Then, kung ano yung binanggit ng standards, pag may amount, pag may line item, nasa face ng financial statements. Kasi kung wala, notes disclosure lang siya. Yan. How to classify? Classifying means combining similar items and separating dissimilar items. Take note ha, general rule, no offsetting. Offsetting as a general rule should not be mentioned or should not be followed. Dapat kung nakamit siya sa definition ng asset, asset talaga siya. Hindi dapat binabawas. General rule yun. Ha? Income and expenses are being classified or reported in profit or loss or maybe in other comprehensive income. Mamaya papakita natin yung supporting basis niyan sa password. Okay? Aggregation means the adding together of assets, liabilities, equity, income, or expenses that have shared characteristics and included in the same classification. And finally, the last part of conceptual framework. Saan dyan ang ginamit nyo? Financial concept of capital or physical concept of capital? Mostly, we use financial concept of capital if the capital is regarded as the invested money or the invested purchasing power, or in short, equity, net assets, financial concept of capital. Pag physical concept of capital kasi, ang basis niya ay units of output, kung gaano karami yung ari-arian daw, gaano karami yung napoproduce ng manufacturing process natin, physical concept of capital. Pero kung may amounts, may net assets na usapan, may net capital na usapan, anong tawag sa capital concept na yun? Financial concept of capital. Pag output-based, physical concept of capital. Okay? Questions? Yan. Isa na lang. Pass one. Philippine Accounting Standards, number one. Let's take a very short break. 3-minute break lang. May LC lang akong gamit. From there, we have pass one. May pass one pa ho tayo. Then from there, I'm gonna give a quizzer or a short review before we end our first online discussion. For a while, 3 minutes break, 3-minute break. Okay, hello guys. I'm back with the password the last slide presentation for our agenda. Sorry, agenda for tonight. Philippine Accounting Standards number one. Welcome to your very first accounting standard that we're going to talk about in the conceptual framework. Pass one talks about the presentation. The presentation of the financial statements. So as you can see here, the learning objectives, no? Ito na naman to describe the general features of the financial statement presentation, the different components or tinatawag na elements ng framework kanina, and different methods in recognizing income and expenses, and some differentiation of the financial statements. Okay? Philippine Accounting Standards number one prescribes the basis to present the financial statements. Both with the previous period, pag previous period kasi is intra-comparability, and with the financial statements of other entities, ang tawag doon intercomparability. Okay? So, objective number one, the comparability side of the different financial statements. Yun ang number one reason. The preparation side, the reporting side of the financial statements. Dito nyo makikita sa past one. Okay? Ano bang pine-prepare natin, again, for financial reporting and CPAS? The general purpose financial statements. Ibig sabihin, common users, anyone, external users can interpret or can use the said financial statements, specifically the creditors and the investors being the primary users. Na? General purpose FS. Yan yung mga ginagamit or ginagawa natin for PAS 1. Oh, ito ulit. Sabi ng conceptual framework na, no need to repeat the complete set of FS. From number 1 to number 5. Tsaka lang nagkakaroon ng comparative pag medyo kailangan for external reporting, for governance or monitoring ng entity, and concerned regulating body. Yan. And of course, for comparative or comparativity side of the financial statements. As a general feature, ito nabanggit na natin kayo na. Fair presentation tsaka going concern assumption. Pag going concern, hanggat walang bankruptcy declaration, hanggat walang usapang bankrupt, liquidation side ng entity, dapat tuloy-tuloy yung accounting cycle or process na present natin kanina. Tama? So, hindi naman nagbago yan sa past one different accounting principles concerned. Laging going concern, laging accrual, laging fair presentation side. Kailan siya naging fairly presented? Ito yung answer, sabi ng slide. If it is based in the accounting standards applicable. Oh, tama na ba? Accrual, basis, materiality, aggregation, offsetting, nabanggit na natin kanina. Anong sabi? When we offset, is it as a general rule, uh, do not offset? Should we not offset the different elements? The answer is yes. We should not offset. Unless, ito yung basis, exception to the rule. If uh, there is the same nature of the different elements or accounts or items ay parehas or may similar nature niya, we can offset unless yan ang exception. Pero pag walang sinabi, we should not offset any accounts. No? So medyo reflective ng conceptual framework ang PAS 1. Kaya as you can see, pinagsama natin si PAS sa conceptual framework kanina together with PAS 1. Oh, anong usapan pag frequency? Pag walang sinabi, at least annually. Kasi pag less than 12 months, ibang usapan na yon, interim reporting. So dapat at least annually, and the said periods are being reflected by the period covered by the FS. The reason for using longer or shorter period should be explained just in case hindi siya gumagamit ng annual daw. And some facts said that amounts presented in the FS are not entirely comparable. Doon lang yung mga chances na less than 1 year siya na basis. Pero kung wala, annual, 12 months lagi, no? Kasi take note of the different accounting principles, comparative side and consistency side. Yan, consistency side. So, lahat yan ay part ng accounting principles for PAS 1. Ha? Next, ayan, kailan lang nagkakaroon ng additional statement yung pang number 6 kanina, remember? The additional statement of financial position is presented if the previous or preceding period uh, is affected for accounting policy changes because sabi ng PAS 8, pag accounting policy, retrospective yung application. Anong sabi sa accounting period, accounting principles? Pag retrospective, past periods. Kasi pag prospective, future periods ang adjustments niya. Remember? Pag accounting policy, retrospective. Ganun din sa financial statements. Kaya, we are providing a comparative FS just in case for different accounting policy changes. Okay? Ito, statement of financial position sa Philippines, anong ginagamit natin? Classified or unclassified? Since nagpe-present tayo ng definition ng current at non-current asset, sabi ng past one that is a classified presentation. Pero like in European countries or Western countries, number two, pag based on liquidity lang siya, hindi siya based on current or non-current side. Okay? And both assets and liabilities can be measured or presented rather in this classified or unclassified side. Ito, definition ng current asset hanggat these, for as long as these definitions exist, it can fall. The said asset can fall into the said definition. It's a current asset. Number one, if it expects to realize the asset or intends to sell on its normal operating cycle. Number two, for trading, di ba? Ito, number three, paborito. It expects to realize the asset within 12 months after the reporting period. Ibig sabihin nun, kung ang financial statements natin are ending December 31, 2023, lahat pa ng receivable natin na collectible until December 31, 2024, ayun sabi niya number 3 within 12 months after the reporting period is a current asset. Yung cut-off yun, di ba? 12 months after the reporting period. And any, number 4, asset is cash or cash equivalents unless restricted, di ba? From being exchanged or used to settle such beyond 12 months after the reporting period, doon lang siya nagiging non-current. Yun lang man sinasabi ng past one eh. Dito sa slide na ito, current asset siya. Kung hindi niya namimit yung definition, malamang non-current asset or non-current liab siya. Okay? Ganun din naman pag current liab, if it expects to be settled, number 3, within 12 months after the reporting period, lahat yan ay current liabilities. Beyond it, non-current, no? Tapos, syempre, the liability exists within the normal operations or cycle, current liabilities, lahat na usapan dyan, ha? General rule, ito, sa general rule, ito kasi yung mga exceptions, meron yung mga liabilities na currently maturing long-term liab. Example, pag yung loans payable is payable after 10 years, ngayon, December 31, 2023, yung ika-9th year niya, nagiging current liability na siya. Tama ba? However, there are exceptions. Pag may refinancing agreement, take note, if the refinancing agreement is fully completed on or before the balance sheet date, nagiging non-current liability siya. Ano ibig sabihin pag refinancing? Kasi currently maturing obligation na siya, di ba? Tapos, hindi mo pa kayang bayaran sa bangko. Nag-ask ka na extension na 10 years ulit. Number one, refinancing agreement yon. At natapos yung agreement before the end of the balance sheet date. Anong reporting daw niya? Remember? Non-current liability. Pero kasi, pag yung refinancing agreement, kahit after balance sheet date siya nangyari, pero kasi yung control nandun sa entity natin, pwede rin daw siya, or discretion ng entity, na i-convert siya to long term. Sabi niya, the said obligation or the said liability is still non-current liability. Na? Yeah. Those are exceptions as mentioned. Ito naman, paano pag breach of loan agreement? Ibig sabihin ng breach, may pinagkasunduan kayo sa pinag-utangan natin, pero hindi tayo sumunod sa usapan. Ang usapan, huwag kang mag-expand hanggat hindi natin nababayaran yung utang or loan payable natin in 10 years. Kaso, ika-7th year pa lang, nag-expand tayo. Breach. Breach of loan agreement. Ano daw yung loan payable natin? Classified na as current liability. However, meron tayong tinatawag na grace period. Ano ibig sabihin ng grace period? Pag pinatawad tayo. Pinatawad tayo nung pinagkautangan natin na hindi tayo tumupad sa usapan. Pero take note, the grace period should happen at least 12 months or the grace period is happening within the balance sheet date or at least on or before the balance sheet date. And the grace period ending at least 12 months after the balance sheet date to rectify a breach of loan agreement, it is a non-current liability pa. Yan. That's the exception, the breach of the loan agreement. Pag pinatawad tayo, may grace period. Pero dapat yung grace period nangyari on or before the balance sheet date or at least 12 months, sabi niya. Nagiging, kasi pag nag-breach, ayan ang general rule, current liab siya. Pero kung may grace period, babalik siya as non-current liab classification. Okay? Ito, marami nagkakamali dito. Deferred tax liabilities and deferred tax assets. Per pass 1, sabi niya, the presentation should always be, take note, non-current. Regardless, irrespective of their expected date of reversal. Kung kailan siya isa-settle, kailan siya marireceive, regardless. Basta lagi siyang non-current item. Ha? Don't forget, DTA or DTL. Ito yung mga line items na binabanggit niya sa financial statements. Mga chapters sa financial accounting, right? Familiar? Lahat yan. Are all chapters ng financial accounting. Pero sabi niya rito, pass 1, hindi siya strict, does not prescribe the order or format of the entity presentation. Agree? Yes, true yan lagi. Hindi siya strict na dapat classified or unclassified. It was mentioned that the order or format is not on the strict basis na dapat laging classified. Okay? So remember that one. Theory side. Ayan. Next, financial statement tayo. Single statement. Ano ibig sabihin pag single statement? The income statement side plus OCI. Mamaya pakita natin yung 5 items ng OCI, ha? Pero yung number 1, anong ibang tawag dyan? Synonym niya is the statement of comprehensive income. Na? Pag pinagsama mo si statement of profit or loss or income statement and OCI. Number 1. Pero kung separate sila, pwede rin ba? Sabi ng pass 1? Yes. Pero kailangan mong i-present separately. Statement of profit or loss. Pangalawa, the statement of other comprehensive income. Pero pag nagsama sila, ang tawag ay the statement of comprehensive income. Magkasama sila. Ano tong statement of profit or loss? Review the typical income statement. Yung ginawa mo sa basic accounting. Ano tong OCI? Dahil may 5 lang na items for OCI, mamaya pakita natin. Ha? Sabi niya, pwede daw presented separately or together sa number 1. Ayan, class, wala na extraordinary items. Ha? Wala nang tawag. Kanina lang mga line item. Example, cash and cash equivalents, di ba? Those are line items, but they are not already extraordinary items. Take note, in case you encounter extraordinary items, they should not exist anymore. Wala na dapat extraordinary items, sabi ng past 1. Kasi lahat ay puro line item na. Just in case you encounter in the theory side, wala na dapat yan. Okay? Wala nang account na ginagamit na extraordinary item, di ba? Minsan pag di mo siya maklassify, miscellaneous income na siya, miscellaneous expense, and so on. OCI, ayan, 5. There are 5 items. Pag nakita nyo yan, other comprehensive income items yan. Take note, OCI is part of equity. Part siya ng equity presentation. Pero 5 lang yan. Dati may mnemonic kami dyan, UKUA. U, UKUA. U stands for unrealized gains and losses from investments measured under fair value through other comprehensive income. G, gains and losses from translating forex financial statement foreign-related transaction. C, changes in revaluation surplus. Yan yung sa past exchange sa fair value method side. U, kasi sa hedging instrument, yan. Hedging instrument side is investment side, parang ganun. So, any unrealized gains or losses or effective portion of the said hedging instrument measured through cash flow, OCI daw siya. And letter A, actuarial gains or losses. Saan siya? Doon sa actuarial gains or losses or the so-called remeasurement of the net defined benefit liability or asset. Intermediate accounting to liability side, sabi niya. Na, laging 5 yan. So tatandaan nyo itong 5, pag na-encounter nyo to at ang tanong ay reporting, they are other comprehensive income items. Kasi kung wala siya dyan, baka typical na income statement account lang siya. Okay? Take note, OCI is presented net of tax. Reclassification, di ba lima sila? Ano ibig sabihin ng reclassification ng PAS 1? Meron kasi sa lima na pwedeng ma-convert to income statement account na pwedeng mailagay sa part ng statement of profit or loss. Sa limang yun, only letter D, the translation difference in foreign operations or yung pag kinonvert mo kasi ang foreign financial statement, no? Can be reclassified. Pwede daw siyang maging part ng income statement account. Letter E, effective portion of the cash flow hedging kanina. Letter C, pag fair value changes through OCI, pero isa siyang debt instrument. Kasi pag equity or shares, hindi daw dapat rin-reclassify. Ano ibig sabihin ng reclassification? Itong limang OCI items, pag nakasulat ay yes, ay pwedeng maging part ng income statement accounts. Pag nakasulat ay no, lagi siyang nasa OCI lang. Ha? Remember, the different OCI items. So, pag pinagsama-sama mo silang lahat, anong tawag? The statement of comprehensive income or the total comprehensive income. Pag pinaghiwalay mo, income statement lang, profit or loss. Pag yung lima lang kanina na items, OCI. Pag pinagsama-sama mo, the statement of comprehensive income or the so-called total comprehensive income. Okay? So, presentation side ng income statement or the the so-called financial performance. Tama? Pag financial performance kasi, total comprehensive income or profit or loss na side. Pag financial position, of course, the balance sheet. Ito, presentation of expenses, pwedeng nature of expense method or function of expense method. I believe, pag ang ginagamit may cost of goods sold, selling and admin expenses, you report it under function of expense method. Pag nature of expense method, somehow ay different sets of classification. So, just in case an entity classifies expenses by function, it shall disclose additional information as to the nature of expenses or nature of expense. Yeah, so dalawang presentation na expenses, no? Nature of expense tsaka function of expense. Moving forward, disclosure. Ayan, saan ba din-disclose daw ang dividends? Ano ang usapan dyan? Ayan, pag function of expense, may cost of goods sold na account kanina. Pag nature, ayan, any difference or changes lang sa expense ako, nga ginagamit siya. Okay? Dividends, syempre, alam na natin, reflected in the statement of changes in equity kasi these are being deducted pag declared and paid. And of course, notes disclosure, notes to financial statements. Okay? Oh, last, anong laman ng FS notes disclosure? Ito lagi ha, tatandaan nyo, the notes of to financial statements in order. Number one, the statement of compliance with PFRS. Example, yung line item natin, inventories. Pass 2 is for the inventories. Kaya nakasulat dapat sa first line or first part ng notes about inventories na we are in compliance with Pass 2. Number 2, the summary namang ginamit nating policies or from the standards ng Pass 2. Number 3, any supporting info for the items presented sa inventories. And number 4, other disclosures. Ano yung mga computations? Ano yung mga other important details about the said inventories na in order. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Minsan kasi may theoretical questions asking for the details of the notes of financial statement. Ito yung pagkakasunod-sunod niya. Okay? So sa notes, hindi siya diretso na parang, syempre for our practitioners here, di ba? Hindi siya diretso na computation agad sa notes na supporting notes disclosure. Sa compliance muna, anong ginamit ng standard, di ba? Number 1. Lagi mong tandaan sa notes to FS, these are supporting details or information pertaining to the financial information activity. Laging naka-arrange siya. Number 1 muna, 2, 3, and number 4. Okay, that's the end of my fourth presentation, which is accounting standards. Let's check our progress for tonight. Ayan, tapos na ho natin ang first group of our topics from the yellow line. So, if you already finished the yellow line or the yellow group, next meeting, asan ba yun? Next meeting, we're gonna have our first quiz. Yeah, let's check. Ito tayo ngayon, June 10, tapos na natin ang yellow group. Next meeting, June 17, first hour, we're gonna allot the first hour or the first 2 hours for your quiz. Bahala na kayo kung iti-take nyo na 5:30. Importante, open 24 hours yung quiz. No? Hopefully by that time, you already have the Canvas account access. Then, 7:30 ako mag-umpisa ng discussion on Monday for the red group. Ha? Check our calendar. Pagdating ng July 1, sorry, andito pala ako sa June 17 next meeting. Next week. After that, June 24 kasi, first 2 hours quiz ng blue group. Then the second one, the third group. Then July 1, purely quiz. Hindi ako mag-zoom para makahinga onte. Then midterm exam by July 8. Okay, so pure theories pa lang naman kasi ako. Questions? Multiple choice po ba yung quiz? Yeah, since we pattern it in the board exam. So purely multiple choice question, okay? Oh, hindi pa ako tapos. The remaining minutes before 9 p.m., I'm gonna test you guys. I have here a very simple quizzer to check your knowledge of what we finish or discuss tonight. No? So, ang tawag ko dito, quizzer, ito ang culminating ko lagi before the attendance sheet. So, bago ka nagpapa-attendance, dapat nagpa-participate ka sa chat box kung ano yung mga answer natin dito. So, umpisa na natin. This one, welcome to your first quizzer for this week for the yellow group of topics. Ayan, sa quizzer ko, identification, true or false, and so on. No? Answer the question together. Ayan. Question number 1. Ano kaya ang answer? Let me read once. Information that is capable in make sure to participate in our chat box of making a difference in the decision made by users. Anong qualitative characteristic? Ang bilis ng chat box. Buhay na buhay pa sila. Active pa sila. Answer is number 1, relevance. Okay? Ganun lang. Gusto ko lang i-test kung anong naalala. Number 2, under the stable monetary unit, the owners na usapan, accounting principle of the business and the business are viewed as single reporting entity. True or false? Therefore, the personal transaction of the owner are recorded in the books of accounts. So, number 2 question, is it true? Is it false? What's your answer? Ayan, ang bilis ng chat box. Naglalag ho tayo. The answer is number 2. Hindi naman siya stable. The answer is false. It's not a stable monetary unit. Separate entity na usapan siya. Diba? Number 2 is false. Number 3, it is the official accounting standard setting body in the Philippines. May isang chairperson at may 16, 15 representatives for 16 ito, ATM. At the moment, pag chinek niyo yung website ng FSRSC kasi, 17 members sila plus 1 chairman. So, 16 plus 1, 17. No? Anong tawag sa kanila? Ayun nga, as mentioned, ayan, ang bilis ng chat box natin naglalag. FSRSC. Number 4, what regulating body refers to the professional regulatory body to supervise the registration, licensure, and practice of accountants in the Philippines? Answer? Ayan, ang bilis. The Board of Accountancy. Okay? Number 5, during the lifetime of the entity, accountants produce FS at arbitrary point in time in accordance with which basic accounting concept? What is the accounting principle mentioned in number 5? That is the so-called, ayan, ang bilis ng mga sagot nila, periodicity concept of accounting principle, right? Number 6, it refers to the process of incorporating the effects of the accountable event in the statement of financial position or P&L and OCI through a journal entry. What is number 6? The definition of answer. Number 6, the definition is recognition. Remember kanina? That is the definition of recognition. Number 7, when information about two different entities has been prepared and presented in a similar manner, the information exhibits the characteristic of, number 7, anong tawag dyan? Na accounting principle. The concept of, number 7, comparability. Number 8, decision makers vary widely in the types of decisions they make, the methods of decision making they employ, the info they already possess. Consequently, for info to be useful, there must be a linkage between these users and the decisions they make. Anong definition ito ng qualitative characteristics? Number 8. Okay. Kanina, we talk about two different entities. So, comparability. Number 8, we should have the point of understanding. Understandability. Number 8. Okay? Number 9, the ability through consensus among measures to ensure that info represents what it purpose represent is an example of number 9. Ayan, ang bilis. Number 9 is verifiability. So, just remember the definitions, no? Kasi magkakamukha sila. Number 10, what is number 10? The process of what branch of accounting? The process of identifying, measuring, analyzing, communicating financial info needed by the management to plan, evaluate, and control the org's operation. What is number 10? The branch of accounting there in number 10 is management accounting, managerial accounting. Remember, management side kasi. Accounting nasa na siyang definition. Pero dahil may management side, number 10 answer, management accounting side. No? Number 11. Accounting has been given various definitions. Which of the following is not one of the definitions? Number 11. What's your answer? First, accounting is a service activity. Its function is to provide quantitative info, primarily financial in nature, about economic entities that is intended to be useful in making economic decision. Ano daw ang hindi definition? B, accounting is an art. Pwede. C, accounting is a systematic process of objectively obtaining and evaluating evidence regarding assertions about economic actions. Pwede. Letter D, accounting is a process of identifying, measuring, and communicating. Tama? So saan dyan? Letter? Bakit letter C? Kasi may concept ng assertion. Assertion is related with auditing side. So, ang hindi definition, letter C, 11. Okay? Number 12. Anong events daw ito? Involve change in the economic resource of the obligation of entities involving other entities. Pag other entities, but do not involve transfer of resource or obligation. Letter A or letter C lang yan. Kaso sabi niya, it does not involve transfer of resources or obligation. Hindi siya naging letter A. Number 12 should be letter C. External events other than transfers. Okay? 13. Which of the following statements is not an objective financial report? O saan dyan? Sa 13. A, B, C, or D? Number A, letter A, provide info that is useful in making decisions in investment and credit decision, correct? B, provide info about enterprise resource. Oh, yes, assets yan, enterprise resource. C, provide info for liquidation value. D, provide info to assess cash flow. Yes, definitely. Ang pinaka-weakest answer na hindi kasama sa subjective, letter C, liquidation value side. No? 14. Yeah. Sa FSRSC, saan dyan ang wala? All of the following are presented in the FSRSC. Except BOA, letter A, SEC, B, C, BSP, D, BIR, E, ASO, or Organization of CPAs in Public Practice of Accountancy. Ayan, sabi ng top notcher namin sa actual CPA board nitong nakaraan. Tinanong ang PIGPA, ano daw siya? Authorized, represented, accredited, and so on. Pero basically, PIGPA is the accredited professional organization ng CPAs, sabi niya. So sa 14, ang answer dyan, none of the above. Lahat yan. Sabi sa FSRSC, kasama na si Insurance Commission. No? Sa 14. So none of the above. Lahat yan represented. Next, choose the correct statement about GAAP. 15, they are lost. B, BIR enforces GAAP. C, firms that do not comply with GAAP may suffer negative economic consequences. Or D, GAAP in the Philippines is represented by PAS. What's your answer? Siyempre, hindi siya loss. B, BIR, separate yan, tax loss. C, firms that do not comply with GAAP may suffer negative economic consequences. Pwede. Pero best answer, letter D. GAP in the Philippines is represented by PSAs. Possible answer, letter C na usapan. Possible yan, pero GAP in the Philippines represented by PSA. Pero hindi lang siya PSA, no? PFRS as well, or the applicable accounting standard. So, between C and D dyan. Pero hindi naman lagi kasi sa letter C na pag hindi tayo nag-comply, negative agad. Pwede, possible answer. Pero D, mas representation lang siya. GAP in the Philippines is PSAs then as well. So, medyo pinakamalapit na correct answer. 15 is the 16. Sequencing, accounting process. Ano answer na dyan? Na-review natin kanina yan. Number 16 is letter D as in dog. Transaction muna. Identify the transaction. Source document. Entry, journal entry, ledger, trial, balance. Next, definition ng accrued item, number 17. What's your answer for number 17? Accrued items is letter. Sabi niya, involve the initial or first recording of assets and liabilities and the related revenue and expense. Pwede. B, involve the reconciling of records. Pwede. C, involve the initial or first recording of assets and liabilities and the related revenues and expenses. Pwede. D, involve the transfer of data already recorded in the assets and liabilities accounts to expense and revenue accounts respectively. Pwede. So, number 17, saan siya? Letter C or letter D? Anong sagot niya dyan? Accrued items initially are being recorded. Diba? Ang effect ng accrued items are adjusting entries, which is letter D. But accrued items on the initial recognition is already being recorded. Therefore, letter C is the correct answer or the best answer. Initially, recorded na siya as assets or liability, di ba? Kaya nga may receivable or payable. 17 is letter C. 18, which of the following items is not a major objective of financial reporting? Number 18, it provides, letter A, it provides info about entity resource, claims, yes, assets and liability. B, provide info useful in evaluating management's stewardship. Stewardship ba? Possible na answer. C, financial reports provide useful in investment, credit, and similar decisions. Definitely. D, financial report provide info in assessing cash flow. Yes, statement of cash flows. Tama? Saan dyan ang not? Part of the financial reporting side. Number 18 is letter B. Sa mga sumagot ng B, good job. 19. Saan dyan ang not true when it comes to concept of revenue? A, income determination is a technical term that refers to the process of identifying, measuring, and relating revenues and expenses during an accounting period. B, transactions like issuance of capital stock and payment dividends between the business entity and its owners cannot give rise to the revenue. C, deferred revenue is unrealized revenue. D, definition of income. Ayan, kakabanggit natin. Encompasses both revenue and gain. So, hindi daw dyan, alin daw dyan ang hindi revenue? Ayan, number 19. Ang hindi revenue ay letter D. Sorry. Letter B as in boy. Tama? Pinaka-correct, letter D. Di ba? Ang tinatanong ay hindi. So, 19, boy. Okay? 20. Which of the following violates the concept of faithful representation? A, FS were issued 9 months late. B, report data on segments having the same expected risk and growth rates to analysts estimating future profits. C, financial statements included property with the carrying amount increase in the management's estimated market value. Or D, management reports to stockholders regularly refer to new projects undertaken but the FS never report project results. O saan dyan ang nagva-violate? Actually, lahat sila medyo in violation. Pero when it comes to the best answer, letter C. Ayan, agad-agad, property carrying amount increase daw based on the market value. Medyo nag-cross ang cost method tsaka revaluation method na usapan. No? Number 20, letter C. Right? Kaya pa ba? Shall we call it a night? Oops, nai-reveal ko na yung answers. So, I'm gonna leave you here I'm gonna leave you then second set with answers of the quizzer. This is all about past one. Huh? This is all about past one. I already attached the answers. Huh? Para makapahinga na ang lahat. Baka na bigla sa mga orientation at mga information or details. I'm gonna leave this as an attachment or file for past one report review purposes with uh with answers na ha? Para ma-end na natin ang recording at hindi na sobrang haba ang i-replay nyo. And i-upload ko muna sa sarili kong drive para habang wala pa kayong canvas, ha? Within 24 hours, I hope I can already upload such. Okay? So, i-end ko na ho dito. It was nice to meet you guys. I hope we get along with the rest of the eight review subjects. So, just in case we encounter problems, meron po tayong Telegram account. So, that's our Consider GC. Pakihintay po yung Canvas account. Pagpasok ko ulit bukas, asikosin ko ulit yan for the Canvas account enrollment process, ha? I-stop ko na po ang recording.